Statins կսեմ թարգմանությունը գրել։
Հաջան, այո, գրե, այո։ Okay, Armenian օգնել եմ ես։
Լաբորատորիան որ ցույց տամ թարգմանես։
Okay.
To translate, you can speak slowly, please.
Yes, of course. So we are ready, maybe. Okay. Okay, the last lesson we spoke about the Melissa and then the Melissa application, in particular for the oral uses. And today we'll speak about the application of walnut fruit, in particular the extraction of the fatty components, that is the oil. Okay, is a quite complex oil because it has a good ratio between the pluriunsaturated fatty acid and the unsaturated fatty acid like omega-3 and omega-6. Okay, in a good diet we should have a ratio between 3 to 1 between omega-3 and omega-6. The most important is the omega-3, while the omega-6 is not so important in our diet because usually we take a lot of omega-6 during our diet. Okay. In some recent research, we saw also that omega-6 is responsible for some inflammations respect to the omega-3. In fact, if we consider the new products related to the cardiovascular disease or for the arthritis or other pains to the muscles or to the articulation, sorry. I am not catching up, I'm sorry.
Speak a little slower.
Okay,
so
okay.
we can translate.
Okay. So I was say that omega-3 is most important than omega-6. Okay, it is very important. In fact, when we go to extract the oils from the seeds plant, the seeds that contain a lot of fatty acids, we have to consider the amount of omega-3. Okay. For example, here in Italy, but is an European medicine, okay, that is common used. We have a lot of omega-3 for people who had the heart attack. So after there's a strange sound.
I am not listening.
Okay, perfect, Armin. So there's some product that some medicine that are used for post-infarctual problems. Okay, because we have to avoid the consolidation of atherosclerotic plaques in our vessels. Okay, and so the research focused the attention mainly on omega-3 and not on omega-6. One of the best oil, natural oil, produced, becoming from nature, of course, is coming from the fish. Okay, fish have the best ratio between omega-6 and omega-3. One of the most important herbs or a natural component produced by herbs is walnut. Walnut have the best ratio between omega-6 and omega-3. We have 5:1. Okay, so we have a big part of omega-3 and a little part omega-6. Maybe I saw omega-6 instead of omega-3. So is one part of omega-6 and 5 part of omega-3. Okay, it's very important.
5 parts.
So the biggest part is better. The biggest part of omega-3. So walnut have the biggest part of omega-3. This is the correct stuff that I was meaning before. Okay, the ratio is 5 parts of omega-3. Okay, while only 1 part of omega-6. But this is not the only stuff. Yes. This is not the only important molecules that are inside this oil, but we can find another important component that is the cytosterols, in particular the beta-cytosterols. Cytosterols are a particular molecules that are able to decrease the cholesterol in the cholesterol blood levels. In particular, it is able to act on the LDL. LDL is the
to increase or to decrease?
Decrease the LDL. That is the bad cholesterol.
Okay, thank you.
If you have a look maybe on the paper that I attached in the previous message, we saw that beta-cytosterols are not able to act immediately on the blood situation. So they not decrease the levels of cholesterol if they are already inside our organism, but they are able to decrease the level of cholesterol when we are eating, okay, before the transformation. And this is very important because when we dressed, for example, a salad, or we dressed some foods, is important the type of oil that we are using, respecting, of course, the big level of omega-3 instead of omega-6. If we consider that the consume of for example, back to the medicine that we were speaking before, to that medicine that were used for that are used for the post-infarctual peoples, the consume of these capsules or this medicine are after the meal, and this is one reason, because they are able to decreasing the levels of this disease of the cholesterol. After omega-3, when they are eating, they are able to act as an anti-inflammatory molecules, because they go to not in selectively way, but they are able to interact with the cyclooxygenase. Cyclooxygenase is the particular receptor that is responsible of the pain. Okay, the omega-3 are able to interact, not directly, but they are able to interact with these receptors, decreasing the pain. Is not immediately, but with the time. So the use day by day of this component are able to decrease the pain and to give a positive response of the pain. This is the aim of what I mean now. After, another important part of the walnut, of course, is the skin, the silver skin. Silver skin is the part that is that cover the fruit. Okay, so you know there is the fruit is quite irregular. Okay, there's a very thin parts over the fruit, not the hard one. We are speaking about the fruit that is inside the hard part. Okay, that part is full of antioxidant, but it's very difficult to extract because that part is full of fibers, and the fibers, when we took that, are eliminated by the intestine. Okay, because they are not edible. So what we are trying to do is selectively extract these parts to try to produce other antioxidant component. Okay, other antioxidant product. This is one of our project that we are trying to do. Moreover, the fruit is full of minerals. In particular, we have manganese, magnesium, and phosphorus. A big part.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Before magnesium.
Manganese.
Magnesium. And
magnesium and manganese. Is two
manganese?
minerals. Yes, Mn is the symbol, and Mg, that is the magnesium. Yes, magnesium is Mg. Yes, manganese Mn.
Okay.
After, we have a big part of potassium.
Sorry.
And some part with the calcium, if I don't remember. Yes, true. So it had a high concentration of minerals. The problem is because of due to the fiber, how to extract these minerals from the edible parts. Okay, because in a big part they are eliminated by the intestine, of course. So another problem is how to extract these minerals. So we are trying to calcinate the part, but is full of oil. So we are trying to perform a secondary extraction. So extraction the oil, drying the pulp of the fruit, and after going to the how do you say, the calcination of our residual part, okay, the fiber. Some literature reports is a recent paper of 2016 reports the correct amount of walnut that people should eat during the day. We thought that we have to eat 3 walnuts a day to decrease the levels of cholesterol. This is not true. In this paper, it was reported 17. It was reported that the correct amount was about 78 grams per day. It's a lot, of course, but we have to consider the amount of oil that there are in, yes, say 78 grams of walnut a day. The problem is the amount, of course, and but we have to consider that the oil inside the walnut is about 75%. Okay, and the molecules that are responsible for the decrease of cholesterol is the beta-sitosterone. So when we take a spoon, a teaspoon after meal is enough.
Spoon? Oh, one spoon of oil?
Is a small spoon, a teaspoon is the small, or coffee is 5 milliliters. In our pharmacopoeia reported a spoon that is a big spoon is 8 grams, and a small spoon, or 10 grams. A small spoon is 5 milliliter, 5 milliliter and 10 milliliters. Okay, is 1 spoon, 1 liter spoon, so 5 milliliter after meal, the principal meal. So after lunch, after dinner, for example. This is the correct way, yes, the correct way for the consumption of this type of oil. And our results are quite good, because we are able to decrease the total level of cholesterol of about 20 points. So more or less, starting from 2000, that is the maximum level. In some cases, we reach also the 180.
Sorry.
This is the median.
Can you repeat?
Yes. In our results with the consumption of our oil, we are able to decrease the level of total cholesterol of 20 at about 20 points. So 2000 grams for deciliter is the maximum level. Okay, in the security level. Yes, 20 points, yes, and we with this component we are able to decrease over 20 points. So starting from 2000, we are going to 180. That is high, but not like before. Okay, so the decrease is important. Okay, this is a median.
100.
Is an average between the peoples, of course. I mean, there is a question.
You said 100 and 150.
80.
80.
Yes, 80 is a 20 point under the maximum level, that is 2000. This is our result. We of course try to see the people who. What is?
You said 118.
Yeah.
Right? Okay.
180, 80, not 18, 80.
Oh,
Yes, 180. Yes, I write on what is here? Yes. Maybe I forget some letters. Okay, yes, but it's important to consider that is an average between some people maybe could decrease of 40 point, other 10 point is an average between the levels. The mechanism is only is different on the other statins. Okay, the statins are the medicines that are commonly used for the decrease of cholesterol. For example, atorvastatin, levastatin, or other names, ruostatin, that are the common medicine that are used by synthesizers, of course, but they act directly on the cholesterol in the blood. Okay, these molecules are decreasing the cholesterol in the blood and decrease the cholesterol also of the cells. Okay, and for this case, we are some people associated the use of this medicine with some pains. Okay, people who use these medicines have some pains. Different is the use of this type of component like the walnut oil that not go immediately on the blood level of cholesterol, but are act indirectly because they act on the cholesterol that I eat. Okay, this is the difference. Another component that are commonly used for the decrease of cholesterol is the red rice, the fermented red rice. But this is here in Italy, for example, we have a problem because Italy is one of the biggest producer of this component, but there's so many problems related to the how can I explain the sophistication of this component. Okay, and for this reason we are trying to decrease the level of use, and maybe in 2 years we cannot use this red rice for the decrease of cholesterol in blood. Yes, is the fermented red rice. Okay, so this is the part related to the fruit of walnut. Is there any question, some curiosities, or is all clear?
No any question.
Okay, how to perform the extraction? That is important because we have to consider that the temperature is the parameter that we have to avoid in our extraction. In each extraction, that
high temperature.
Yes, the high temperature. We have to avoid the high temperature because we or lose some components that are important, of course, or we go to the degradation of some components, or in the case
Degradation.
degradation.
So degradation.
The is
So when we lose it.
So one moment.
Oh, okay. Understand.
Yes. Or the changing form of or some molecules. For example, we can obtain some metabolite, or in case of oil, we can obtain some esterification of some fatty acid, and this is what we don't want, of course. So for the extraction of walnut oil, we can go through the press directly from the fresh fruit, okay, and go to extraction. Or we can use like a squeezing machinery with a knife that runs inside and carry the walnut to the end of the head. In this way, there's a compression and a elimination of the parts. It's a continuous method. The head is a hot head, but the oil that come out don't reach the 50 degrees. Okay. We use this machinery because it's cheaper, is quite how can you explain? Is quite fast to obtain, but we have to filter the oil at the end.
The machinery that you use
It's like that. I try to show you. It's like that. Okay. It's difficult to see the picture here. One moment. I have to see if I find a beautiful picture, so I show you what I mean.
Okay.
Oh, this one. Okay. I try to. Moment that I try to. What is? I want to show you my desktop. One moment. What is?
Տիկի ռիտա թարգմանությունը նորմալ է։ Ճիշտ է ստացվում։
I would like to show you my PC. But
No.
I try to do this one. Okay. I don't know if it is the correct way, but okay. So
And the one more,
it's like that. Ah, this one is a condivisione. This one. Maybe now you can see my video. Is it correct? It's like that. Okay. This machinery is small, of course, but is an equipment for the extraction of oil. So we have
Nicola, I think Yuri wanted to show his lab.
yes. So here is quite complicated, but more or less is what happened. So this is the way to change the oil. So these are the arriving of our walnut. The walnut are opened and clean. After they are carried to the machinery, this is, are you seeing?
No, I don't see
No.
anything.
There's not, no, you are not
Just
my
you.
desktop, my video.
No, no,
No.
just here.
Now?
No.
No.
We see only you.
Now?
No.
No. Nothing. I don't. Okay. So I try to send a picture on our but now there is the condivision of the now you see.
No.
No, there's nothing. No, the drawing.
Just black. Everything is black.
I see the picture.
Yes, the picture in the middle.
Yes, yes. I see.
Okay. Are you? Did you see? Do you see my video?
Yes, I see.
Not me.
Okay, perfect. So here is the arrival of walnut that are open. Only the clean part go here inside. After they are carried to the extraction, the extraction oil machinery. After we will see how is composed. The oil go here inside this tank, and there is a separation, a first separation, because we have two parts that are the clean oil that is over, and the other parts that are composed by some fibers, some parts of the walnut that are extracted. Okay. After there is an extraction, in fact, you see here there is a pump that is able to take only the upper part. There is a centrifugation of the oil, and after there is a filtration in order to have the clean oil. Okay. How is composed this machinery? That is the most sensible part of our extraction. It's more or less like that. Okay, there is an engine with this part that is the here is not so easy to see here. One moment. It's like that, you see? This one. So there is the engine. This is my hot head. The walnuts are charged here, and the oil comes out from here. So there is a separation between the solid part that come out from here and the liquid part that are come from here. The yield of extraction of this machinery are about 19%. Is very, very high.
What is 90%?
The yield of extraction. So they are able to extract the 19% of oil that are inside the fruit. So the solid part is contain very, very small part, only 10% of oil of the fruit. A machinery like that is able to treat about 10 kilograms per hour. And it is considered like a full extraction. Okay, so back to me. So this is one way that we can use for the extraction of oil, and it is for in our case the less expensive and with the maximum yield. Okay, it's not so fast, but we obtain a good oil. Okay. In the paper that I send you, I use the supercritical fluids for the extraction of walnut oil. The yield of extraction was more or less the same. There's no so many difference. When we extract with the supercritical fluids, of course, we avoid the filtration because the oil that we obtain is already limpid, and it don't need other treatment. But this way is very, very expensive because it takes a lot of time, and the pressure and temperature and the consumption of carbon dioxide are very high. So there's no reason to use a machinery so complicated for the extraction of material that contain a lot of oil. It's better machinery like this one. A squeezing machine is enough. After another important part of is all clear now?
Yes.
Yes. Another important application of walnut are the leaves. The leaves are mainly used in Iran from the Iranian people because they observe that the consumption of these leaves are able to decrease the glucose in the food, in the in the blood. And this aspect is very important if we consider the diabetic peoples. Many peoples use, in Iran you are speaking, use a teas of leaves in order to decrease the levels of the glycemic level of blood. But we have to take to what?
Can you write down that word? Deglycemic.
Okay. The you say?
Yes, thank you.
Nicola, you said the people in Iran use this?
Yes, these are common uses.
Ասում է Պարսկաստանի մեջ են օգտագործում բոբոկի տերևները։
These are common uses of these leaves, but we have to pay attention because it's important how to essiccate, how to dry the leaves, because inside these leaves there is a toxic molecule that is the juglone. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. In fact, it's not possible to use fresh. It's better to dry because there is a degradation of these molecules, oxidation of this molecule. Okay. In a paper that I don't attach to the previous messages, there is a study correlated to the effect correlated to the metformin. Metformin is a medicine that is used for the diabetic treatment. Okay. So this is one of the best uses. We are trying to prepare a product with the extraction of leaves. In some cases, is better to extract with the supercritical fluid because here we have the maximum extraction of the main components able to decrease the glucose in the blood. But we are trying to do that. We are making some experiments, but it's too early to have some results at the moment. The literature have only few papers, and it's not so. It's quite new, the application. Here in Italy, the common use of leaves is only like astringent, so like tannins molecule for act as one moment. Like that. is a compelling effect.
Compelling?
Yes. It's like this. You know, when you eat something that is a fruit that is not ready, in the mouth you have a sensation like some that dry your mouth. Is more or less the same stuff. So it's a compelling effect. Is it clear?
Maybe yes. So it pushes towards, or
It's like when you when you eat a raw banana.
okay.
Is it clear the sensation? Okay, I don't know if
Yes,
you ever eat
understandable.
something that is raw. Fruit that is raw in your mouth is not so good. It's not like a raw one. Okay, a ripe one.
Okay.
Okay. Yuri, you are smoking a lot.
Yes, I am smoke a lot.
Me too, was a smoker in the past. So, the walnut maybe is enough. Okay, because these are the main effect and the main method in order to extract the components. Do you have any question? Any other herbs or other material that you are interested, or method for the extraction, or how to obtain some components? If you have any question, I'm here. Or if you don't have any question now, we can write an email like Levon do, and I can explain it in next lesson, or as you prefer. For me, it's the same. Is there any other question or other stuff?
No, Nicola, thank you.
And
thank you, Yuri. Շատ շնորհակալ ենք, շատ հետաքրքիր բաներ տեսանք այսօր. Thank you also for your lesson again.
Thanks to you.
I shall meet on Monday.
I enjoy when I speak and when I teach. I hope that my information are useful for you. It is important.
Very interesting for me.
For me too. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye. Bye.